Live? Are we live? Because the, we got my stupid mustache mouth in the way there. Is it working? Is everyone seeing me? I was really nervous there for a while. Whoa, I was nervous. I couldn't get it to start because yesterday everyone I streamed and we were watching Apple's live event thing, and only about 100 people had time to see it, unfortunately. And I got a copyright strike. Well, not a copyright. No, it was no, it was a copyright claim. So not a strike, but that means that Apple claimed it, and I can no longer show it to anyone. So I just simply deleted it. It wasn't a strike, so it wasn't anything serious. But then this didn't work with the streaming. So what I had to do was make a completely new stream key, and that seemed to work. So now we're finally going on. But that's just the way it is. And in the future, maybe we move this kind of streaming and looking at Apple stuff, reacting to Apple stuff. Maybe we move that over to some other, maybe Instagram, Twitch, maybe Twitch. Yeah, maybe if we want to do something like this, but not here, not here. I'm not gonna bother anymore. I mean, something like that. When you're reacting to a video, it should be right under fair use. Besides, you couldn't hear what any of them said anyway. I was talking about 80% of the time. That's kind of the deal with the reaction. But I get it. They do own the copyright for the original content. So, yeah. I'm so glad that you're all here. And today I'm going to try to live jam. And I wanted to choose something as not as simple as possible, but as minimalistic as possible, to a degree. So what we have here is a Korg Chaoslator, and we've got Loopy over here. So I've got all these tracks, everything is key mapped, or everything is mapped to my controller over here, which is a Nano Control Studio. So I've made all the key bindings and I've saved those in a template, and then I load that, and then I can just start recording stuff. So if I want to record something on channel 2, I just press record over here, and you can see that it starts recording. And I've already got something going on here. Got kind of a beat there. Yeah, it's just a simple beat I record from this thing. And now I'm just gonna try to add stuff. But before we do that, I'm actually gonna delete that. And as you can see, I can delete anything from my controller here. So I press once and it brings up the delete, the clear or cancel menu. And if I press again, it just deletes it. I can press play and stop and everything over here. I can get back to the beginning. I can pan tracks, I can mute tracks, I can solo tracks. Everything is done here, and I also have the volumes. It's great when you want to work like this. It's just that when you're working with something like this is not synced. So it's running on its internal clock, and so 130 BPMs. Yeah, I'm not avoiding to talk to you, Sasha. I'm not avoiding chatting with you at all. I'm actually just to be honest, everyone, to be honest, I didn't know what to do today, and I thought this might be a fun thing, especially if stuff goes wrong. And considering I haven't been using this thing for a long time now, but I used to know this in and out, like every preset, everything you could do with it. We'll just have to see how this goes. Right below it, we have an iPad, and on the iPad, to the iPad, I have a Fun Generation UA202 connected. These would be great if they had headphone jacks. Would be a great replacement for another uh, similar thing that I used to use a lot, but stopped using because that company is stupid when it comes to criticism. So what I'm just using this iPad for is basically just as an effect unit. So if I do this, if I take for instance this one, and I add I can add a reverb to this very easily. And I can add a filter. Which is great, and that means we can make a lot of music. Is that kind of external hardware expensive? This thing, external thing, this is about $20 over here when you buy from Thomann. About 20, and then of course you have to pay for shipping, but these types of interfaces cost almost nothing, and it's connected with a camera connection kit. Can you see that? Let me bring up my regular screen here. So it's got a camera connection kit here, the one without the power adapter. The power adapter I'm using for my big one because when I bring up the light on this one, it just discharges very quickly. So before I say anything more, let me add another line to this. Let's just see what we can get. And I like this one. And the thing with, I'm gonna turn off this thing. The thing with the haQ oscillator is that it also has an arpeggiator, which is lovely. I love that, and I like pattern 15. So let's try to do something here. Can you hear that little bass beat? Record. Oh no, I messed it up. I messed it up already. I already messed it up. I'm so bad at this. Okay, we got something going. It's not... Oh my god, it's not a beat! What's going on? I can't take it. I can't take it. It has to be on beat. I can't. Come on now, Jakob. See, isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Watching someone struggle with this over and over? I hope it's fun. This is horrible. What am I doing? Come on now. Come on. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's too early. It's too early, Jakob. Come on. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, one more time. I just need to calm down. This has to. I have to be able to do something today, like a beat. After yesterday's fiasco, I have to do something today. Believe it or not, I actually used to do this live on stage with way better results than this, and this is horrible. But it just goes to show that without practice, you won't be doing anything even close to perfect. Oh no, I did it again. I did it again. Did it again. Wait, that sounded like it wasn't. I'm okay, everyone. This is definitely the part of me I don't want anyone to see. Because I can get really, really, really angry with myself when I do these things. And so far, in any of my live streams ever, even the ones I used to do on my old channel, we had breakages, we had audio popping out. I never lost my cool. I just don't want that to be a thing ever. I don't want you to see that part of me. But I'm very close right now. I'm very close. Let's try something simpler for Jacob. Let's try something much simpler. Okay, I gotta be able to do that, right? I gotta be able to do this. It's not quite there. Oh, it's close. So we have something going on. Let's turn that off. Okay, that's a nice little effect we have there. Let's just add a little bit of reverb to this. And if you have any questions about how I'm doing this very out of sync music, I'd love to answer it. Absolutely. About the hardware or the routings or about this machine which you can't buy anymore. That's a nice sound effect. So let's mute these two and just run the drums. That's very loud. But kind of works for me, kind of. I'll pan it. When it comes to sidechain compression to force the bass beneath the beat, yeah, sure, but the problem is I can't do it from within Loopy. And that's something I would love to do, to be able to sidechain one channel from another one. Because what I'm doing is I'm basically just sending the K-oscillator through into this thing in here and out back again and right into my iPad where I'm recording it into a track. And so in order for me to get some sidechain over here, I would have to kind of set it up right before. And I could probably do that. I could probably do it right here in AUM because I'm running AUM here. The problem is I wouldn't be able to time it properly. Could probably link some stuff, and I you know, something like that. I'll probably make something like that in a future episode, showing how to do stuff like that live. But with this setup, with this thing here, it just doesn't suit it well. Doesn't, no. But that would be absolutely amazing if I could do that. You could also, of course, set up maybe some. If I had like an LFO over here, and I could send that to like the volume controls, I could set up something like that, and I could automate the volume level to duck, for instance. I mean, there's many ways to do this. Here we have another effect that is very cool to use. So You don't like the app, Sasha? Is this even? It's out of sync. That thing is just out of sync. We have to redo that one. I'm unsure what to do with this actually, but we'll see. We can add some more maybe. It would be nice to add maybe some other type of bass. Wait. That's a pretty cool thing. We could add that. We could. Let me just add a filter here in AUM where this IK oscillator is going through. IK oscillator? K oscillator. I'm just gonna add like a high pass filter. And so we just get the high stuff. Yeah, we got something going on there. It looks like we got a bit of grooving. Sasha doesn't like Loopy. How many of you have ever used Loopy? I like Loopy because of its straightforwardness, and not only that, I like it because it has so many controls that you can map. Like Samuel Lindemann says in the chat, you can link it to like overdubbing. There's so many things, and if you would actually look at the key bindings that I've done in here, I can't show them now, they're too far away, but I'll just show you real quick. We go to settings, we go to control inputs, and we go to the, this is the dumb thing though, this is the dumb thing. If you connect with the controller to this thing over Bluetooth and you map your stuff in there, then the mappings get saved for that particular controller as a Bluetooth controller. But if you connect that same controller to Loopy, and you do it over cable instead, and you don't connect it over Bluetooth, then you don't have those key bindings. So I have to turn on Bluetooth on this while it's connected to the cable, through the cable, and tell it to connect to the Bluetooth thing too, because all of my mappings are in the Bluetooth. What? I'm using them. Oh no, sorry, the Bluetooth one. So this is everything that I've mapped inside here. Like every controller that I've mapped is right there. But if I open another controller, like if I open the same thing, this is the Bluetooth, this is the studio control. Here's the studio control too. And if I open here, it's empty. See? When it's connected to the cable, it's empty. So if you want it connected to the cable, you kind of have to redo all the mappings. And I don't understand why it's like this, but I noticed it today. I've always used this over Bluetooth, but recently I just popped out the batteries from this and I decided just to go with cable powering, because why would I want to drain batteries when I'm working in the studio and I have a cable ready anyway? Besides, I'm using an audio hub standing right behind the iPad Pro, so it doesn't make any sense to waste any batteries when I can just have it over the cable. So it creates different IDs to the controller depending on the type of connection. Yes, it does. It does. And so the mappings go into whatever one you are going into. So if you're going into the Bluetooth ID for the NanoCore Studio, then it will create key mappings for that and not for the other one, which is it doesn't say Bluetooth, it just says Nano Control Studio. The other one says Nano Control Studio Bluetooth. So it's kind of a chore, but yeah, what can you do? That's pretty cool. Problem is that if I record this sound, it's going on its own internal LFO. So if I record it inside a loop, that it's not gonna transition over well, and you're gonna get this sound. So we're not gonna use that. We're gonna use something else. We're on the bass. Let's just remove that for a bit. And also the reverb. Let's go to the effects. I love this one. Just makes me think of old video games. It's very cute. That one sounds probably sounds very like really good with the reverb. So to summarize this setup, K oscillator into AUM via audio interface. Output of AUM goes to the output of audio interface, which is connected to the Loopy iPad. Loopy iPad has nano controlled MIDI. Yes. IK oscillator in through audio interface, in through AUM and all the effects, out through this, into the audio hub 2x4 in the back, going in through the Lightning to USB 3 connection into this, and right into Loopy. So it's just a single chain. I'm just using this in order to be able to do some nice effects on here. Let me mute these things. Let's see here. I could need some tape. Jacob, do you have some tape? I just love doing stuff like that. I'm still learning how to do live jamming. I'm so bad at doing live jamming because I've never done live jamming on YouTube before. I've done it on stage. You never talk to people during that. If someone comes up and try to talk to you, I've had guards just say, no, don't go get up there. And so I'm not used to trying to speak and making music at the same time. That's why I'm so bad at it. But I'll have to learn. You know what? This whole thing with the acid thing, whatever this is, I don't know what to do with this. I might just start over. Where's my favorite bass? There's my favorite bass. Yeah, now it doesn't fit with that thing. Oh. Okay, let's just do this. We do this. I'm doing the unspeakable. I am deleting. I am deleting. I am deleting. Be gone. Be gone. Okay, let's just do something completely different. This is different. No, it's not. It's not in sync. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't. I overdubbed it into that, and now I have to restart again. So, anyone, any more news? Apple related news? No, now I can't remember which one it was. This is such a lovely disaster. It's really humbling, you know. What if I was always bad at this? You know, I was a heavy drinker back in the days. But what if I was always bad at this and I just never realized it and I'm only realizing now just because I'm sober and I can actually hear what I'm doing? I don't know how many nights I sat and drank myself stupid and made beats and music and I thought it sounded like the best shit ever. And then the morning after I started listening, going back, listening to the nightly beat making sessions, and I was thinking to myself, like, did someone with a brain, did someone who was like severely brain damaged must have made this because it didn't sound very good, and I always got so shocked. My memory was completely different from what the music actually sounded like. Jacob. Okay, I can't remember which one it was. What was it? Ah, starting over. Horrible. One, two, three, four. Oh no. Did I just overdub the drums instead? By the way, I've seen a lot of posts today about the new iPads. People asking questions like, why do people still care about headphone port. Well, I care about the headphone port because all of my old gear have headphone connectors. And I like using my old stuff because I don't like buying new expensive dongles, and the headphone port dongle is extremely brittle. So when you want to use the regular stuff and you get those, then people will say, "Hey, get the wireless ones." Yeah, only they're more expensive, and I always lose stuff that isn't attached to me somehow. So for me, it's always a bad thing. Besides, I don't like charging my listening devices. So is it important? Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to get used to not having any ports on my device. But if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to ground myself a bit because I can feel myself slipping when it comes to the anger management bit. That's why I've got this lovely smile. You can see that, right? This is me smiling. Yeah, like I say, I don't like charging my headphones. Okay. We're gonna restart this. Now I'm gonna have to remove the beat. And this thing. And we'll start with something completely different. You know, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's the nice metronome inside Loopy. Don't know what to do with this one, but you know, that actually sounds pretty cool. Let's just go with it. I forgot to turn off the recording function, so it just recorded over that. What is this music? I don't know what this music is. But it's got swing in it. Come on, turn off the mode. Right, I don't want to record anything over that. this. It's so weird. Come on, give this music a genre, a name, something new, something that doesn't exist. Genre names. I want to hear genre names. House, space elevator. Jizz jazz. Jizz jazz. Skirshwing. Side swing. Skirshwing. That's the most messed up bass line I've ever recorded, I think. Alright. Can we get some drum to this? Some new drums instead of that? Hack and funk, new groove. Drug polka. Drug polka, that's pretty good. Drug polka. Sounds like something they would say where I come from, down in Sweden, from the south. I'm from the south side of Sweden. What's happening? Oh, I'm recording over this. What Borgs listen to. That's pretty good. Not that. Not that one. Not that one. No! Be gone! sounds like a bass sound you would get out of a MS-20. It's so messed up. It's so out of beat. Don't I have controls mapped out for this one yet? Oh yeah, that's right, I don't. Yes, Sion. My viewers made me promise that I would go for the big iPad, so I'm gonna have to go get that one. You got a hurricane down there right now? Oh, is that right? Multimedia Group, LLC, YVHA Multimedia Group, LLC. Do you have a hurricane going on right now? Three Sticks says do it. Yes, I'm going for the big iPad. I have to go for the big iPad. I promised my viewers, so I'm gonna go for the big iPad. I'm going to. I mean, now that there's a nice range of iPads available now with the new 12 processor. Well, it's not the latest processor, but it's still a strong iPad and it doesn't cost much, you know, to get. Smallest model was 64 gigabytes for $329. That's a very powerful iPad. I mean, it's more powerful than this thing right now. So let's check out the first loop here, because I can't remember what it sounded like, but I'm gonna unmute it. Everything can go wrong now. I love the quirkiness. I hope you stay safe under. I hope that the hurricane isn't too bad and that you're able to stay safe in your area and everyone around you, because those things can be pretty horrific. You'll probably just get the air. Well, it's a very powerful iPad, so I mean, if you don't want to get the really big ones, then if you just need a faster, stronger, harder iPad, then going for the Air is just as viable, and you're saving money, and you can use that money to buy all the damned extra dongles that you're gonna need anyway. So, right? I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out in the end, you know? Well, it's not the end. It's not the end of the live stream. What have we been streaming for? How long? About an hour? How long did it take before I actually got something going? For my next live stream jam, if I do those, if you guys like them, then I'll try to be less annoyed and do more music. I don't know if you're asking me, Francisco Nunez, but if you're asking me, Mr. Nunez, then I only have one favorite color. It's black, but Apple don't do black. So they do white, and then they do spice gray, they do purple, they do pink, they do blue, they do all these kinds of colors, and I never liked them. So I go for the space gray because it fits in with everything. And usually it shouldn't matter, right? Because you only see the back side of it most of the time. But space gray is what I go for almost with everything. I think all of my units are space gray. So this one is space gray. My camera one is space gray. No, it's not space gray. It's an old iPad. This is almost black, I think. This one is space gray. I'm not gonna move that one right now. My iPhone, space gray, and my iPhone 5 was kind of that color, I think. And yeah. What about you guys? Do you Mr. Nunez does the space gray. Everyone else, Sion, Low, Quidson, Pounds Off. I'm probably reading that wrong. I wanted to hear how messed up it sounds. It sounds pretty messed up. Yellow, Space Gang, Space Gray, Space Gang, Space Gray iPad Pro. Gagaman Freak, you got a yellow iPad? Seriously? Do yellow iPad exists? I didn't know that. There's something I missed on. Or green. Gagamon Freak. Oh, is that what you're gonna go for, or do you own something in those colors right now? Paul has a silver one. Sion wants to go for the blue one. Audio Dabbler says, what? Don't remember. Always put a case on mine so I forget what color it is. That's funny. Who cares if it's in a case? I'd know, Sasha, I'd know. And I'd get super annoyed if I knew that the iPad was of a different color. So I think we got something going there. I actually like that one. So I'm going to save this session because I like this one. Save as new. Thank you. And I'm save as new again. And then I can just go ahead and just clear this out. So we can make something new if we want to. Which is sweet. Nice and sweet. I used to work off this alone. Me and a smaller crew, we used to dress up so you couldn't see our faces, and we were wearing like masks, like black masks, and we had like these white lab coats, kind of like it would be pretty fitting today, considering the how the state of the world right now and what's going on. It would be very fitting if we did that. We called ourselves solar visitors, so I'm probably messing up now and saying, that's us, but I don't think that many people know us. Probably a few people have seen us perform in Stockholm, and we used to perform with K-oscillators only, 3 of us. And so there was Jonah Gold from Rubber Up Studios, and also, what's his name again? I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. What's his name? What's his name? Now I'm going mad here. Desmond Foster. Desmond Foster. Was me, Desmond Foster, and Jonah Gold. If you've ever listened to reggae music, you probably heard of Desmond Foster, or I think. What? Oh yeah, that's right. It loops. Sorry, I get caught up in these things. Now I wanna play something for you. It's my most favorite. Here's the thing. Whenever I work with shimmer reverbs, and I get this strong like memory that always comes to me, and it's the first time I picked up a K oscillator, a core K oscillator. So this was long before there were any touchscreen smartphones and shit. So I picked it up, and the first sound that you're greeted with is this. And you can hear it. There is a shimmer reverb on that. And that same shimmer reverb, if I remember correctly, had they put that one into. Which one is it? iMonopoly. I think it is in there. I think there's a reverb module in there where you can do shimmer reverb. I can't. Now I don't remember. It records your hand movements, and that's what's loops. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. It just records it, and then you have a looper which you can access up here, and then you get to set the time for it. So you got a whole note, you got a half a note, a quarter note, not note, but yeah. So it cuts up the BPM that is already in here, and right now I'll set it to 130 BPMs, and so it loops, and then the further you move here, the faster it loops, basically. So the last thing you did, it records that and replays it, which is a pretty nice little feature there. And I think this is not the only one that has it. And if you've ever owned like the red one, the Chaos Pad, it had a bunch of those kinds of presets where you just did something and then you threw it up almost into the corner here and it started looping, which was a fun thing to use when we were doing gigs and stuff, especially when we were doing like steppers day gigs and like reggae steppers gigs, and also like club techno reggae. I don't know what to call it, but imagine dub music but with hard punching beats to it. This was this this was one of the effects we used like in the middle of stuff. You go on the mic and you just say a lot of stuff to the audience and you make them just go wild. And sometimes you make them go boo, and you just have to keep your shit. You just have to keep your shit no matter what happens on stage. You'll have drunk people coming up to you requesting songs, not knowing anything what you're doing, and you just gotta stay cool. And so once upon a time, I was able to stay cool most of the time, but then again, I was pretty drunk back then, and I prefer this before everything else. I prefer sitting here, messing up, making really offbeat beats in front of a very lovely audience who's been sticking with me through thin and thick, thick and thin. Is that a thing you say in English? I don't even know. I'm making stuff up as I go with the language. I mean, the stories are true, but the language, I try to make myself sound as good as possible, but sometimes it's just not possible. I just can't seem to make up for my shortcomings. And my language it's gotten worse over the years. I've gotten more and more or less what do you call it? More sloppy with the pronunciations of all the words. So I used to be better at speaking English when I was younger, and I've gotten worse now. Don't know how that happened since I'm speaking more English now than I did in the past. But I've basically been speaking it my whole life. It's just that it is not my first language, and I can thank my mother for teaching me this so that I could talk to my relatives who on my father's side they couldn't speak Swedish in the beginning. They were speaking two languages, or three or four. So they were speaking like Urdu, and they were speaking bunch of other languages like Lugandi from Uganda, and then also Swahili, and they could understand Hindi. And so I never got around to really learning any of those languages. I understand a bit, but English was something that tied us all together because all of them could speak that for apparent obvious reasons. And so she thought that I should, learn how to speak that. And in my older days, I've gotten really interested in just learning languages because I've always been good at hearing syntaxes and how people speak and being able to decode that. And for the past few years, I've been trying to learn just Japanese, and it's progressing. And maybe sometime in the future, I'll do a whole episode just in Japanese. I don't know how that's gonna go over with my main audience, but yeah, mi pasa similar. I understand a lot of written English now, but when I talk, it's broken. Thick and thin, says Uncle Tom. What are you referring to, Uncle Tom? I'm not gonna make any of those references right now, but I almost did. I almost did because that's. I used to work as a car mechanic because I actually studied to become a car mechanic, and I passed that. I did work at not a mechanic shop, but at this gas station back in my hometown. They had a mechanic shop, so I worked there during summers, and then I started working behind the desk, basically helping customers with everything that ails them or ailed them. So anything you can think of, you go to a gas station for. I've done I've done all of that. I've fixed cars. I've fixed tires. I've switched out seat belts after people have had some accidents and stuff. Um, I've been hammering on cars. Hammering on cars. What does that even mean, Jacob? Maybe, maybe, maybe it's nothing bad. I mean, sometimes you you drive into stuff. Some people do that. They drive into stuff sometimes, and the car gets messed up. And so you got to straighten that thing out if it's possible. Sometimes it's really total, and in those cases you can't do much with the car. But in some cases you can actually make stuff straighter, and then you can weld some stuff there. And I've done things like that too. So very far from everything I do here, but during all of that time, the only passion I ever had was this music and gaming. So yeah, pretty much. What's this about French people? That's why us English people are so useless with languages. Everyone else does the work for us. Anyone else loves The Office? Anyone else like The Office? I've seen three versions of The Office. I've seen the American Office, I've seen the British The Office, the original one, and I've seen the Swedish The Office. So three different ones. And the humor is a little bit different depending on the episodes you're watching, because they're all tailored to the country that they're shown in. I'm a great fan of the English The Office, the original one, and I'm a great fan of. I don't want to say his name wrong, so I'm not gonna say his name wrong. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm gonna say it wrong. How does he pronounce it? I always pronounce it wrong. Never mind. I think you might know. So who do we have in chat? So we got Sion, we got Nick Zagrevsky. Nick, are you your name? It sounds like you could be from maybe Russia, Lithuania, Poland. Like, where are you from, man? Sasha, we got multimedia group. You've been here from the beginning, man. Uncle Tom is here with his thin and thick. And then also, of course, everyone who is watching, who is not talking in the chat. I know that you're there. I do. And I'm always very curious about you. I'm always very curious about who you are, what you do, how long you've been watching my stuff. Like, how much can you take of this? How much can you take, possibly, of this? Of this right here? Huh? How much? Polish American. So it Polish. Okay, so I wasn't too far off, and with the name at least. I always find that interesting. So Francisco Nunez. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. Latin or Spain. Yeah, something like that. Latin. Latin is big. Latin is big. I know, but I'm guessing because of the name. Steve Carroll. Steve Carroll. Hi from Nepal. So now I dare not pronounce your name. Gam Gamhir Nepali? Is that close? Is that close? Am I able to do that? Hmm? I don't know. How many different languages do you guys speak anyway? I mean, I'm sure that there are people here who speaks like multiple languages anyway, right? I'm guessing we at least have some English speakers. Easy to get that one right. German speakers? Maybe someone who speaks oh, you're from Chile. Okay. Your jam streams inspire me to get to work, so I leave chat behind after a while. Ah, I get. Okay, Lo, I get that. So, in other words, you like watching for a while and then you like to hang low. Uh, I'm not a comedian. I know. I'm horrible. Hi from California. Sasha says he's from cool. No, wait. He said cool. Oh, let's see here. There's a chef in the middle. Chef. Paul Randall has been listening for a month. Well, hello, Paul, and welcome. And I hope you haven't had enough of this yet. Oh, we got Dean here still. Dean, do you speak any other languages other than English? I almost forgot what it's called. Sasha says shy people. I'm not sure that people are shy. I'm just thinking that maybe some people just don't want to get in on the chat, you know? I do that all the time. I sit and watch a lot of YouTubers, but I never start talking because many of the times when I do that, if it's someone I know, they'll start talking about that, and sometimes I just want to see what comes next in what they do, so I don't want to interrupt that. So I don't make a sound. I'll just lurk in the corner, like really far down, and I'll stay there, and I'll just watch for a bit, just seeing what they do, because I don't want to interrupt the flow. I just want to see what they do. Hello from Toronto. So you're high up in the US then, Toronto, I think. It's high. I know a little Japanese, but it's impossible to grasp. It's for as, being a Swede, Japanese is not too hard for me to understand because of how there is a language in our neighboring country called Finnish. So um, people from Finland speaks Finnish, and a lot of their jargon and a lot of their intonation and a lot of their melody is very close to Japanese and the other way around. And there are actually phrases in Finnish that downright sound Japanese, just straight up sound Japanese. And there are some Japanese stuff that sound Finnish, and sometimes there are sentences and words that are kind of the same. And I grew up with Finnish people around me because we're close, we're neighbors, right? So it wasn't too hard to like go over into that language that way. I think it all depends on where you grow up and the kind of people you have around you and stuff. And us musicians or producers or machinists or whatever you guys want to call yourself, we have an ear for melodies and music and stuff. And that's all language is. Language is music, pure music. It's beat. It's like I said, it's intonation. It's about breath. It's about how you place your tongue and stuff. And we spend our days just listening to stuff all the time. And I spend a lot of time listening to people's accents. And when I was younger, like I said, I was better at speaking English, and I was actually pretty good at doing dialects, accents. I was really good at that. And these later years, I've been trying to do, but it just doesn't work. If you guys knew any Swedish, I would do some dialects for you, some different ones. Beat, attack, amplitude. Beat, attack, amplitude. I've seen unsunny pictures of California. Actually, in Canada, but yeah, super close to Toronto is Canada, of course. Oh, come on. What? I got that wrong? No. Luckily, I think I saw Nutrix before, and I think he left. Good that he did. So he didn't see what I just did. Nutrix has got a great channel, by the way. What an absolutely lovely man to talk to. Nutrix is such a nice guy to talk to. Just love talking to that guy. We had like this 2 hour chat, and then he put up a video about 40 minutes long where he edited down that interview. And I told him several times during that interview, I don't understand how you're going to be able to cut this together to anything because I'm all over the place. But he did a really great job doing like editing that interview. Japanese is based in Chinese. Are there any fires in Mexico or Canada? Some fire in Canada. Oof. Yeah, there's a lot of fires going on. I love listening to Hebrew and Hindi. Yeah, those are very interesting languages. Like I love every language, and there's there's some languages where they have sounds that we just do not have here. Like for German, like German, if you are from down south of Sweden, like really down south, like Malmö and Skåne, then you are speaking R's with a different R than us. And so for those people, it's easier to learn certain German words. Um, it's interesting how it is because people in the north of Sweden compared to people in the south of Sweden speak completely different, and I'm sure it's the same in most countries. We like a wide range of different accents. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of American accents too, and it's completely different. You know, when you listen to people from north, south, west, and east, it's a pretty big piece of the earth there, big chunk. He said that about you. Oh, you're probably talking about Nutrix. Yeah, Nutrix is awesome. Here's hoping I get to meet Nutrix. Yeah, I mean you're in Canada, so if there's any big meetup, you know, iOS music meetup or something at some point, maybe you know that would be something cool to put together sometime in the future. If the current state of the world changes, I'm hoping you know so that people can travel and stuff. I only know skratta du förlorar du. Nunez, that it's broken. It's a broken sentence, but I do respect that you tried, and I I kind of get why people would say that. If you laugh, you lose. That's what it means. Northern cavemen probably grunted differently from southern cavemen. Yeah, I'm sure. So, guys, okay, everyone, I'm gonna ask you all: don't Google, don't use Google, don't cheat now. I hope the stream doesn't get like completely messed up from the algorithm detecting this. I'm gonna ask you how many bad Swedish words do you know? All right, and if you know many, I might make a clip of this and put it up on Instagram because that would be lovely. How many bad Swedish words do you know? Let's see here. I'm super excited. Maybe, hopefully you don't know any. I'm not gonna teach you any. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Yep. Yep. That's the way it is. Let's see here. Right. So we've been streaming for 1 hour, 20 minutes. That's good. Sasha knows zero. Meatballs. It's a nice try, Nunez. It's a very nice try. IKEA, yeah, that's easy. That's easy. IKEA, that's another one. Zero. Wow. I know a lot of swear words in a lot of languages. Such yes, Allah. It means everybody. And said 0.00009. You're the only Swede I know. Well, I guess we're lucky. We're not gonna get the stream shut down because of profanity, right? Too many Swedish profanities in the stream. So I have been working a little bit on a script. Just want to run it by you, okay? And it is a script on it's a really stupid episode. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch it. Probably not. Not if I title it wrong, but it might become fun. And Paul Randall, that means kiss kiss, by the way. So it's a nice thing. Still, I had to clear it because YouTube wouldn't let it through because it probably thought you were saying. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Of course, I was. I almost did. Jag vet, men jag kan alla fulla ord. All right, okay. And said, "You be quiet. You can't say anything. Don't teach them anything, right?" Okay, so I've been working on a script, and it is a script for synthesis in Swedish. So it's not gonna be uh, like proper. This is how we learn synthesis. It's gonna be how to learn synthesis in Swedish. So I'm basically teaching people how to say all these words in synthesis in Swedish instead. While I was working on that, I realized that a lot of the words you use, they pretty much sound the same. Like LFO, you say LFO. It's the same, right? Because it. So I don't know how fun that would be. But there are some other things that are fun, like sidechain pump. I thought I'd just translate that straight into. You know what? You know what? I just realized the only ones that would think that that would be funny are Swedes. The joke wouldn't. The jokes wouldn't make it past anyone else probably because should I still do it? My daughter told me it. Oh, okay. If I could travel today, because you guys are talking traveling here, if I could travel today, I actually don't know where I would travel, but it would probably be somewhere to meet up with some musician or something like that. Yeah, that's what I would do. There's also this place. It's in a forest. It's like a in a protected forest, basically, and it's got the loveliest spot on the top of a kind of a rock, a big boulder. The inland ice swept a lot of big, huge, massive boulders with it, and it dropped those down when the ice melted away in the middle of Sweden. And they're still there, bunched up together. And when we're saying rocks, like they're shaped like rocks because they've been shaped like that over time, but they're so massive, it's ridiculous. I'm not talking Grand Canyon massive, of course, but they're massive, and it looks like a pile of from a distance in bright daylight. It looks like they I almost said snow cones. They look like someone made like balls of snow, balls of snow. I'm losing it here, everyone. Went to the Dead Sea in a few hours and then back to Tel Aviv the next day. The countryside, sea, desert, forest, everything. Must be wonderful. I haven't traveled in a while myself. Last time I traveled was to Treppendorf down in Germany for the Toman event. I completely forgot about jamming. I just completely forgot about jamming. But I guess I just feel like I'm kind of done with it right now. And the next time I do this, I'm gonna have something else prepared. I think I've been doing a lot of stuff with pocket operators too, and that would be a fun thing to do. Pocket operators and maybe some other type of app that loops. There are so many looping pedals, or looping apps that could be tied to stuff. A lot of people have been asking me also about like guitar pedal or like MIDI control pedals, like foot controllers. I don't have any of those. I should probably look at getting one, I think, just to show people how to work it because the iPad can become a really good looper. The Jakob haQ tour has to be done. Yeah, at some point, hopefully. Ah, channel isn't big enough for me to make any serious money from it. Uh, but if it ever gets to that point where I am doing that, am able to make at least, that, then I would love to do some kind of traveling where I actually go and meet up with people. But everyone's so spread across. If you think about it, like 30,000 subscribers might sound like a lot, but not when they're spread out over Germany, England, America, and it just keeps going. Japan, Sweden, Denmark. It just keeps going. There's so many countries. And most of my subscribers are in the US. So about 35% of my viewers are in the US, and the rest is spread out all over the world. And then after that, the biggest one is the UK, and then Germany, and then Japan, and then some load of other countries. So it would be very hard to get, to go to a place where you could actually make everyone, because just looking at the US and the share, like traveling distance from one point to another. I know where I have some of my viewers that I've talked to, you know, through emails and stuff where some of you live, and the distances can be so big sometimes that it wouldn't be a viable thing having, this place in the middle of America where people travel to and come and meet up because it's just too far. But it would be it's a dream, I can still dream. We can all dream and we'll see. Maybe at some point. Who knows? I'm very uncertain of how the future of YouTube will be and if it will be friendly towards people like myself. I don't do weird kind of content. I mean, I would say that even though the content here is very kind of clean, it's a bit more edgy than what I do on my main channel. And on my main channel, it's very family friendly and simple, but who knows? I mean, it looks like YouTube is kind of, they want the corporate thing going on, and they like all the old TV producer, TV channels and stuff. They're gonna have to transition from TV to internet at some point, and at that point, I don't know. Where are we in the world? London, UK. Healing Heart. You've missed you missed a lot, but don't worry. The stream is still going. I've kind of stopped jamming. Oh no, 10% battery. Ah, Jacob, unplug this. Unplug this. See, this is why I like the Lightning to USB 3 adapter, because you can charge at the same time. I haven't been able to charge this one now, and now it's almost dead. So, time to close shop on this one. Where's my charging cable? Right there. Just plug it in and turn this off. It charges better when it's not on. Come on, there we go. One thing I've noticed ever since I swapped over to the new deal I had or made with my broadband provider, the internet has been really, really stable on my side, I think. I don't think I've had any dropouts or anything. I used to have that before, and sometimes the streams just died. But since I switched, that hasn't happened. So it's currently working. So for once in my life, for once, I'm actually happy with what my broadband provider is doing and have been doing these past months. The Korg NTS1 kit, yes, I have seen that one, but I mm, there's been so many things. I still have stuff here that companies have sent to me, all packaged up, and I haven't had time to have a look at it yet. So I just can't go out and get something new again unless it is a USB hub. That is the next thing I need to get, like to test out, because so many people have been asking me about that. A good USB hub that's compatible with the iPad and iPhone, and especially USB-C. So what about the new iPad? There's nothing new to report. I've already decided, I've promised, I'm gonna get the big one. I'm just getting closer to the money I need for that, and that's it. That's all I have to report. I'm just getting closer, just closer and closer. And believe me, anyone following my channel, my main channel, and this channel will be the first to know when I have it in my hands. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, but I waited so far. I can wait a little bit longer. But of course, I've been looking at the new ones, but I'm pretty much set on the Pro, the the 2020 Pro. I'm not looking to get the smaller ones or the new ones that they announced yesterday. Tony Leistner, hello. You know, in Swedish we say hallå. It's almost the same. I don't think the iPad Air is better than the Pro, because if they had mentioned it, how is the funding doing? Oh, the funding. So there has been since the last time I showed you, there's been no more donations, and I've been looking at other ways to try to make more money, because I don't want you to have to do that. You see what I mean? I don't want you to have to fund me like that. So I've been looking in other ways, and I've been working on something with someone for over a year, and hopefully I'll be able to earn some money from that. And you'll hear more about that in not it's not going to be long now. It's not going to be long. And there's going to be some teasers and stuff coming out soon. So I'm hoping that that is going to solve that thing. Um, Hopefully. You never know with these things, but I just want this to be. I just want to have a more stable economy kind of situation. It's been really, really hard, especially now during the you know what's going on in the world. It's been hard, and people are very reluctant to hiring anyone, and very reluctant to pay for anything. So it's getting harder. I normally do like these side jobs and stuff because YouTube isn't making enough for me, not even close. So I have to do these other jobs, and there's been very few of them. So I'm looking at all kinds of ways to add more to it, and I don't want to ask for more than I'm already receiving. You know, I'm already receiving stuff on Patreon, and I'm not living as a king. You know, but I also grew up with parents that taught me. You know, about hard. How many times do I say you know in a sentence? I need to stop doing that. They taught me to work hard, basically. That's it, and I've been doing that ever since I was small, and I like earning my keep. You know, you know. Yeah, I just like earning my keep. That's just the way it is. That's why I have a hard time accepting um, donations. It took ages for me to learn how to accept donations from Patreon, and ages to start one. Um, And then when I did, it was so weird. But after a year or so, I got kind of used to it. And when I started, I haven't been in on Patreon for months. Oh God, I need to do something about that. Oh, I just recently got back to starting to talk to people at Discord, because I've had a Discord that I've been neglecting, and now I forgot. I f- okay, so I'm making an update tomorrow on Patreon. I need to do that. I'm gonna write that up. I'm not showing you my code. Let's see here. So make a new to do Patreon post. I'll send that as an email to myself. That way, I always, because it's the first thing I check in the morning. Send it to myself. There we go. Patreon post. I'm so happy about the patrons, and some of you are patrons, so I'm so happy that you are my patrons, and I don't want to neglect you. I'm sorry for doing that. Um, I've basically been trying to do too many things at once. That's just it. Like, I try to run so many sites, so like the Facebook together with the Twitter together with the Instagram together with the Tumblr that I've now removed, and then I had Patreon on that, and then YouTube of course, and now there's two channels, and I've been neglecting answering comments on this one, and then there's also Discord, and I've been streamlining stuff over time, and I've been able to save up time, also increase production value on my main channel, and now I'm trying to find a way to balance all the other stuff like Patreon, Discord, and Discord I just started getting going again. So if you're interested in that, you can go over to Discord, and I try to go in at least once a day. And if I forget one day, I'll do it the day after or something. I was in there like I think a few hours ago or something. Link your Instagram with Facebook. Yeah, I used to do that before, uh, but I don't remember why I stopped. I should probably do that. I don't know what that text means, but it's weird. Let's see here. There we go. The What's going on with the text here? What's happening? Sion, are you okay? Okay, you just removed those messages. Are you okay, man? You're making me worried. You're typing all kinds of gibberish here. What's happening? You were cleaning your keyboard? I thought you were having a brain aneurysm or something, man. Don't do that. Don't scare me like that. What the? I always assume the worst, everyone. Ugh, you made me worried. Don't do that, Sion. Don't. Just don't. I thought maybe I thought you switched over to Canadian. That's it. See, that's a joke. It wasn't that funny, really. That wasn't. Nah, that wasn't funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's not funny. Not one bit. Um, just don't want to miss. My partner is probably gonna cook for me since I'm streaming. Right. So, is there anything else that I can come up with right now? Um, you can retract messages. Yes, Nick. Apparently you can, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do it on iOS. But if I write something, I'm gonna try it here. Like, hello. I type that, and then oh yeah. So there's obviously a few dots there, and then you can remove it, and there it's gone. Yeah. You were testing your Bluetooth keyboard. Okay. I don't even have a keyboard. I don't even have a stylus over here. I've been working with my fingers directly on this thing. I mean, that's what I'm all about. You know what I say at the end of my episodes? As usual, I forget what I'm supposed to say, but I do say figure figure your surfaces. That's something I say, right? You know what? While we're still streaming here, I'm gonna pack up a little bit because I feel like I'm done with this gear here. I'm gonna find another solution. Sometimes it would be nice to have several sets or of gear just on a switch or something that I could switch over to. Like one lightning connector going out from the wall that you put into your iPad. But then you have like a switch for 5 different setups with 5 different uh, sound cards. And so before you start, you just flip over to it, whatever you're doing. Or I could just get like a really big multi card or something. I used to have one. Yeah, but then that company did some stupid. Okay, I'm going again with that. I just can't seem to let go of that. Just can't seem to let that go. That's just typical of me. I just wish that they could handle criticism better. Because I actually like their gear. You know? I like their gear. There's a lot of their gear I've been using for many years. I have seen that they've been bad at handling criticism before, but trademarking someone's name when you're that big of a force. So disappointed. So disappointed. There we go. And there we go. What was the name of the interface? It's an interface. Okay, so the interface, I don't like talking about it, but I'll go get it. I'll go get it. So here we go. The reason to why I don't like talking about it is because then I have to talk about the company and then I have to say their name, and I don't want to promote them on my platform because of how they handle criticism, because I want to be able to criticize their products if there's something wrong with it without them going absolutely batshit crazy and trademarking my name, because they've actually done that to someone. They undid it, but the fact that they still just thought it was a good idea to do that as a multi-billion company, like, there it is. Okay, I hope you can read that. So this is compatible with iOS, all right? But I cannot promote this company, and so I'm not recommending that you buy it. That's all I will say. It's compatible with iOS. It works with iPhone too. As long as you have the USB 3 to Lightning adapter, it's got 8 channels, and you can buy an extra thing from this company and connect it through optical and get another 8 channels. So if you're doing multi-tracking, that's the cheapest, absolute cheapest option you can get. And I've been looking at other options just to replace this one, and so far there haven't been none. But I'm still looking because I refuse to use this, and the reason to why I haven't sold this one yet is because of what happened. Like, I decided to sell this right when C19 started really, coming up in the news. And so I realized that I won't be able to just go and meet someone and give them this, because they probably won't do that now. And I've seen on our Swedish sites where we sell used gear that I've seen less ads, for stuff. I could probably just send it, but that one is safe. It is absolutely completely virus free because I cleaned it off with alcohol, the whole thing, months ago. That's not what you asked. This is the fun generation UA202. I bought it from Toman, and it would be perfect if it had a headphone port, but it don't. So for anyone Okay, so it's about $20, between 20 and $30, depending on where you order it from and your conversion rate. Let me just bring it up so I can see if I'm showing you. All right, so there we go. Let me put a little bit of light on there. So, the Fun Generation UA202. I'm thinking that Thomann brought this in to compete with another type of sound interface of this size. So this one has a ground connector, and it has the ground connector because this one has two modes. So it can work in a line-in mode, and it can work in a phono mode. So if you have an old record player or a vinyl player that needs the ground connection, then you have this grounding screw over here that you can use for that, and you just switch it from here, from line to phono. And then it has an audio output, a line output, and also an SPDIF output. All right. But what it doesn't have is a headphone port with a volume on it. If it had that, then it could completely replace another product that I had from the company of which the sound card I just showed you. That company has a sound card that is very popular that I also showed a lot of people through a video. That video grew like mad because people were buying that like like biscuits. Is that something you say? Well, it's cheap and neat, but since it doesn't have a headphone port, it's it's not fun to use. It's perfect for something like I did here, but if you're out and about, this isn't going to help you. Sometimes you can get what you can do is, if you have a regular pair of headphones, you can put them into the headphone jack here, and you will be able to hear what's going on. Okay, so you get some listening. But if you happen to have one of these, with a microphone on it, like this, either like this or this, if it's a TRRS plug, then when you plug that in, while you have this plugged in, it will then break off the connection to the Fun Generation, and it will activate the input for this because it's detecting the microphone and it's choosing that as an audio input. That's why I don't like this one. I didn't really realize it when I ordered this. I actually thought it did have a headphone jack. It would have been perfect, especially for people with the newer iPads, because if you want to connect this to the newer iPad, you just have to get the cable with the USB-C connector instead, and it connects with like nothing. It takes almost no power, about 20 milliamps, just like the other thing that I used to have, and almost nothing. That's why you can drive it off a phone even with this thing. So, chat, was I able to answer your question? Uh, you need a dongle. Yes, you do need a dongle. But if you have the newer iPads, you only need a USB-C cable to, not USB. It's that weird, that square connector. So I don't recommend this because the company is stupid when it comes to criticism. I have to say that, but this is what I wanted to replace. Okay? This one is also a $20 interface, and it's got a line input and an output, and then it has a volume for the headphone port. It has an optical connection here for the light adapter. Okay, and that's it. That's it. It doesn't have any phono or anything else. There's another product that they sell called UFO, and instead of UCA. And that one has phono connectors and the grounding plug and everything. So if anyone out there is able to find a product that USB-B, yeah, USB-B, exactly. If anyone out there can find a product like this one that you can get anywhere in the world from Amazon or something like that, that is about $20, between $20 and $25, with a line in and out and headphone jack, that also is USB class compliant, so it doesn't need any drivers when you connect it, then tip me off, because that's what I want to show my viewers, because there are so many people out there, they're starting out with a phone, with an iPhone and with a pocket operator, and they're asking themselves, how can I do this really cheap, you know? And being able to order something for $20 and get it to work like that, recording videos, because it works with your video apps too. You just plug it in, you start up the video app, and you can start filming your own music video while you're working with your pocket operator. It's a great thing, especially for students and that don't have that much money and stuff. USB-A. Is it USB-A? Jacob loves his dongles. I don't love my dongles, but Apple certainly loves my money, and so they'll take all their products and cut them up into little pieces and sell them back to me. I have a great video that I made some time ago. Now, many of you are, I think many of you have already seen it, so I'm not going to play it for you. But if you are new to my channel and you want to see me, throw a little dirt over at Apple's way, then I've made a really fun music video. It's called Apple Loves Your Money. So all you have to search for is haQ Attack, haQ, ATTAQ, Apple Loves Your Money. Great video. Very true. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of critique on that. People getting angry with me for doing that. It's $40 in the U. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get why. I didn't think about that, but okay. Yeah, $40 isn't. Well, printer cable USB. Russ is correct. That's what I call it, printer cable USB, because that's what we used to use them for, printer machines. You always got that cable with it. So I have loads of them, but they're all like what, USB 1.0 or 2.0 or something like that. USB 2, I think. They're all of them. And nowadays you want to go get the USB 3 cable. USB-C is great that way because you just need one cable or dongle or whatever. Yeah, I mean that is the thing. Apple is in my hometown, Cupertino. All right, everyone. I think I'm gonna have to stop my stream now because we're getting close to not dinner time. I mean, time is about 2200 hours here in Sweden. Uh, so that's 10 p.m. Evening time is p.m., right? I should know this. 10 p.m. in Sweden right now. I don't know what time is over at your places, but I gotta end this because my girlfriend also needs to go get some sleep for her big day tomorrow. Big day. It's a day as any day, but yeah. So let me round this up. Thank you so much for joining me here at Jakob haQ Live. And I know that my streams are all over the place, but you're still here, and you are lovely people for being here. How much more of this can you take? As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. And I forgot to do the little finger thing, but I'm not gonna do that now. Oh, I did it, but yeah. That's it. That's it, everyone. I'm done with my stream. Now I'm just gonna pack it up. Actually, packing up over here doesn't take much. I just do that, so now you can't see me anymore. And then I turn this off. I've had my charger connected to this. That's dark. That's dark. And now I'm gonna put this one into my. It's so nice because I finally look at this. I finally have some storage going on here, right? So my connector goes there. So nice. It's been very nice chatting with all of you. And I'll see you next Wednesday, and we'll do something that makes sense. Hopefully. God, my streams really are a mess. But that's just the way it is, I guess. I'm gonna have to do something, think about what to do, plan ahead a little bit, so that stuff will go more smoothly. And I do have to start jamming again, training for doing live jams. Is this off? It's almost charged. Just put this back over there so it's ready for work tomorrow. This one up here. So have a nice evening, everyone, and take care of each other out there in the madness. And be safe during the hurricane, for those of you who are in the area where there's a hurricane in the US right now. Stay safe, eat safe, drive safe, and that's it. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.